Well, that was disappointing, but honestly expected. And I'm not saying that in a way that I think Drake Maye is bad. I am a big fan of Drake Maye. I've been a big fan of Drake Maye since he came out of college. I've always had praise for him, and I thought he was going to be a good quarterback, and he is a good quarterback. I truly believe that. I mean, you can't be second in the running for MVP votes and not be a good quarterback. You know, the Patriots were a surprise success story for the most part for the whole year. And it's funny because you don't ever think of the Patriots as the underdogs because they've always been the dominant team, but they were kind of the underdog this year in a way, because they were a young team. You know, Mike Vrabel's first year as the head coach, back to where he played. It was kind of like, oh, a little bit of an underdog story for the Patriots. An underdog? Kind of weird. But hey, they had a second-year quarterback who is not like an unlikable guy. I mean, at least nothing that I've seen makes him an unlikable guy. You know, he's easy to pull for the most part. Drake Maye was having a great year, and it looked like they had a shot in the playoffs. I won't lie. I thought that if Seattle got there, they were going to win it because their defense is just absolutely insane. There's been like a return defense for the past few years. Everyone's been saying how, you know, quarterbacks don't throw as many yards and how offenses don't score as many points. But this Super Bowl really kind of got home the point of defense is back. Defense is here. It's winning Super Bowls. Not that defense ever left or anything. It just seemed that, you know, the Andy Reid era of the Chiefs really brought in the offensive mindset of the game. And everyone was hiring young offensive coaches. Now it's like, oh, wait, should we go defense? And the Super Bowl was a defensive slugfest. Man, for the most part, it was pretty damn boring. It was just people running all over the field playing defense. And I love defense. Sometimes, you know, in a Super Bowl, you want to see a little bit of something else. Hey, at least the Bad Bunny had the halftime show popping off. That's all I'm saying. Had a little bit of entertainment. I don't give a shit about the halftime shows usually, but it gave me some enjoyment till the end when Seattle kind of started taking off. Shout out to my boy Rashid Shaheed. But Drake Maye, man, he had a great year. And, you know, some of the games during the playoffs, if you look at just the stats, your eyes can kind of deceive you because his final numbers for the Super Bowl was 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then 2 interceptions with that. That's a pretty good game stat-wise, other than the interceptions. But if you watch that game, you know it was not a good game for him. It was rough. He was the new Sam Darnold of seeing ghosts. He was struggling. It looked like he was so lost. He looked like a young quarterback. And that's okay, but he's going to get lambasted for it because I get it. You don't get to go to the Super Bowl often. He might never see the Super Bowl again in his career. And this might have been his only shot. Look at Joe Burrow when they went to play against the Rams. Everyone said, well, Joe's young. He's got another chance. Fast forward however many years, he's barely sniffed it again. You know, Drake Maye threw 8 interceptions all year long. All 17 games. He threw 4 in only the playoff games. Half of what he threw all season in 4 games. Man, I watched most of the games. The only one I honestly didn't watch most of was the Chargers game. The rest of them I watched all of it. Now, Denver, I get it. There was a blizzard going on. It was rough. But before that, he was still not good. He was having a rough game even before that. The man finished with 86 yards for the Denver game, and the snow didn't even start coming in until the end of the third. The Houston game, too, man, he looked rough. The only reason why he didn't look as bad as he was is because C.J. Stroud was even worse. But hey, he had 3 touchdowns against Houston, only 179 yards passing, but hey, they won. You know, there was only 2 games all season long that he didn't throw 200 or more yards. And yet again, he did that just as many times in the playoffs. He just looked like a second-year quarterback. Again, I believe that he is going to be great. But man, it sucks when you're that young and you get put on a stage like that and you just shit the bed because people will not let you live this down. People were already questioning him. Some people saying he's actually a game manager. He's not actually that good. And it sucks because now everybody's sitting on there on Twitter going, haha, told you, he's a game manager. He's not really that good. He's not a game changer. He's not great. I don't believe that. I believe he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or anything right now. I think he has the potential to be. Maybe he never reaches that. I don't really know. We'll have to see how his career plays out. I do like Mike Vrabel as a coach. I think the Patriots are in good hands for right now. I wouldn't say there's a 0% chance that the Patriots can go back. It's the damn Patriots. They seem to always find a way to get back there. And honestly, if you look at the other side, Sam Darnold wasn't that great either. He just happened to have a better running back and a better whole scheme and a better offensive line. I think Sam Darnold's great too. I was always a big Sam Darnold guy. Sam Darnold got screwed over when he got drafted by the Jets. I knew that was never going to work out. It never works out for anyone drafted by the Jets. And Sam Darnold had a pretty good season too. And had an okay Super Bowl. Not even okay, just kind of meh. I mean, he was 19 for 38, 202 yards, 1 touchdown. He didn't throw any interceptions, so that's a plus. He just didn't lose the game. And hey, that's all you need to do. When you have as great as a defense as Seattle does, you just need to not lose the game and let the defense just dominate. If the defense dominates and you can just score a few touchdowns, you're going to win. And that's what they did. They pulled away a little bit at the end, but for the most part, they just dominated the game defensively. The crazy thing is, Sam Darnold had a worse completion percentage than Drake Maye did. I would have never thought that watching the game, but it's true. Sam Darnold only had 50% completion rate, and Drake Maye had about 63. Now, one of the key things here is that Drake Maye got sacked 6 times. Sam Darnold, once. That's a big thing, man. And it got in Drake Maye's head. I truly believe that. Now, the crazy thing is, though, at the end of the game, I don't know if it's Seattle changed their defensive coverage. Maybe they just were like letting up because they were like kind of saw the end of the tunnel and they knew they were going to win. But Drake Maye started going off a little bit. He started feeling a little bit more confident. I don't know if that was confidence or if that was so much panic and fear that he just started throwing that shit up and it just happened to be landing in some dude's hands. And he was just like, fuck it. I can't mess up anymore. Hey, it was working for a little bit. Just then he threw that other interception and that was the game. I mean, you know, the Super Bowl MVP was Kenneth Walker, and that dude dominated. He has been insane ever since Zach Charbonnet got hurt. He's been like, you know what? I got to be the guy. All right, I'll take over. I've always been a big Kenneth Walker fan, too. Won me a fantasy championship a few years ago. Bless that man. I mean, Kenneth Walker only had 200-yard games the whole year. Comes into the playoffs, has 2 in 3 games. I mean, he's just waiting for that opportunity. And don't get me wrong, there were some games where he had the same amount of attempts. I think Kenneth Walker just needed that confidence boost of being like, I'm the number one. The real winners of the whole thing, though, was Seattle, obviously, but their defense. Their defense is just absolutely insane. I would never want to play against them. It is insane. You look back at the Legion of Boom days, and you go, yeah, that was one of the best defenses ever. And then you look at nowadays, and you go, wait, how is Seattle like redoing this again? Not that it's like the same thing, but they give that same aura of like unstoppable defense that you cannot score on. I mean, we all watched the 49ers game where they absolutely dismantled them. So looking at Drake Maye, I was like, uh-oh. The way he was struggling earlier in the playoffs, I didn't feel too confident. I was pulling for him. Not that I was pulling for the Patriots. I really didn't care who won either way, but I was still like, hey, I hope Drake Maye has a good game. Wasn't a good game. I think Drake Maye is going to have a great future. I really do believe that. If he doesn't, please don't come back to this video and say, hey, he actually said that he's going to have a great future and he sucks. Look how stupid he is. Please. I'm just a guy. Just a guy. But anyway, just a little recap. This was more meant to be a Drake Maye video. Kind of turned into a Super Bowl video about the other players too. It was more about just talking about Drake Maye and how this season just maybe didn't end the way he wanted it to. But I really do believe he has a great future. And I think he's going to be all right. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. Hey, remember to like and subscribe and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.